Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for Tower of God, Chapter 375 of Season 2, Episode 295. This one was way shorter, well, I don't want to say way shorter, it was a bit shorter than usual, because A, it was mostly just combat. I was surprised, the Maschenny versus Zahard stuff wasn't all that lengthy, but it was well over half of the entire chapter. And if you look at the chapter, like page-wise, if you break it down that way instead of the typical webtoons.com way, it had a lot less pages than usual if we were to break it down that way. So it was shorter in two different senses. But either way, let's talk about it start to finish, because I thought it was actually really quite good. Really, the short length of it was the only downside, and that's excusable because CU was really busy and CU needs to take more breaks. But yeah, that's the only thing that keeps me from saying it was a great, amazing chapter, is just that it was kind of short. But starting from the beginning, Maschenny is risking everything to fight Zahard here, and Zahard acknowledges it. He notices that he doesn't really give her that much respect, but he at least gives her the respect of finishing out the fight as it is. Haku finds the way to go to the next place we see, but he's confronted, he and his group, they're confronted by Huang, and Huang says the mirror is no longer there anyway, so you're kind of screwed, and you have to fight me, so you're double screwed. Zahard just demolishes Asensio and Icardi after hitting Maschenny again. Maschenny gets up to go for a final attack, but she kind of collapse-splodes. She collapses and explodes in a bunch of blood at the same time because her body can't handle it. And then Zahard kind of acknowledges Maschenny here, where he's like, you know, even though princesses have stronger bodies than your normal person, you still fought to the point of wearing that body out. He didn't really say it was a good thing or a bad thing, but he just acknowledged that, yeah, you did that, and I hope you realized your dream that you couldn't realize on the outside. So Huang then shows up and says, oh, she handled Boro/Sachi/Hackney/Battis/Medley. But Zahard is somewhat upset. He's like, you know, you really shouldn't have done that without my permission and all that, but whatever, next time you're screwed. Then we have what I think happens here is that I talked about in the live reaction, I was like, well, I don't know why Huang would do this, that doesn't make any sense, but I think I may have figured it out. I think maybe somebody has taken Huang hostage on the other side of, because I don't see how Hackney's group doing anything. I don't see from any of their powers how they could do anything to make Huang turn like that. Or if they defeated Huang, why would Huang show up and say that? I think that it has to be somebody wherever the real body of Huang is threatening the body, because we know that Huang very much values her data human body. So I think that in sort of that sense, that's going to be what it is. Now, I think it's likely Rachel. That would be my best guess. But Wang Nin is also a very good guess, if this is true. And it could even be Yura, but I doubt it. I think it's going to be Rachel. Rachel has taken Huang's body hostage and is using Huang, saying, you know, you need to say this to Zahard in order to keep Bomb's group safe, because the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing right now. Rachel's kind of working with the good guys at the moment. Yeah, Zahard thinks to himself that Bomb's chances are gone. We get to see a great panel of Bomb in some sort of amalgamation of the Blue Demon and the Thrissa, which was really cool looking. Then Rak becomes armored with shining rocks, and Edwan says something about the native one. And it's interesting that he doesn't say a native one, but the native one, so I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. I think some of you were saying, oh, it's because he's probably a native of the tower, but there are a lot of human natives of the tower too, or human looking. Basically anybody who's not from the 10 family heads is a tower native. So I'm thinking maybe Rak's species is like the original first species that ever came into the tower or ever existed into the tower. They're like the most ancient of species, and that fits kind of with his crocodile dinosaur type look. So that's a possibility. that they're just a very ancient species, the most native of the native species. So, chapter as a whole, I thought the art was really, really well done. There were a lot of good panels that, in an artistic sense, I like the way that they looked. Like all the designs and patterns and stuff as Zahard and Maschenny were fighting, and all the Kun siblings were defeated. And then, of course, the one with Bomb and the Thrissa demon whatever behind him. All of that was really good. So yeah, the chapter was good in general, just short. It was just weirdly short. Like I said, CU was busy. But still, that's the only negative. Then, one thing I thought that could be completely wrong, it looks like Zahard is using orbs as well, so it looks like he might have the same quality or weapon as Bomb. We know he uses needles too, so maybe not. But, I don't know, maybe they are just normal bongs, but the way he was firing them made them look like they were more than just normal bongs of Shinsu. But, no clue, so I'm thinking maybe Zahard uses orbs too. Just a little side thought. And as a score, I'd give it 8 blind spot attacks out of 10. And for the blog, I didn't really put the blog post info in here as usual, and I actually copy and pasted it down here. Let me read it really quick. I thought I'd read the blog as a whole, because it isn't the normal kind of blog we get. It's just some general information, and I figured I'd read it as sort of a preview, a look into what the blog might be like for week to week, for those of you who don't read. But either way, and I quote, starting at the beginning here, "Thanks to Naver, who's given me a shocking thumbnail," and there was a picture of I think it was Bomb drawn by somebody else. It was too busy for me this week, so it happened that the postscript is late too. So as soon as I saw this, I knew I should put it in the postscript. Again, talking about that picture, I think. "Thanks for the Naver employee who supported me. I was thinking of making..." I don't know what he meant by this, so this translation is questionable. "I was thinking of making an explosion since it's April Fool's Day. I guess I have no such talent. Since Webtoon and the Fan Cafe are already doing some other stuff, I'll just focus on the manuscript. This week I won't add any explanation about the work. While I do want to offer some excitement for those who come to read the postscript every week, I kind of felt guilty about just going on and on about the episode as well. Maybe I should just keep the postscript short and try putting some other content. I'm considering it. I have so many thoughts, but I only have one body. It's troubling. These days I wonder how long I can keep this pace. But aside from that, I always want you to enjoy my work. If you enjoy reading it and I enjoy drawing it, there's nothing more I can hope for. So, hope you had fun reading it this week as well. I'll wrap up my postscript for April Fool's Day and come back next week. Stay happy." So, that, again, I feel bad that CU has to be so busy right now and all that. And that's just basically what it was. No new info on the lore of the tower or on the chapter or anything. No new insider information. So I figured I'd just read it because it was kind of short anyway. So yeah, that's it, I guess. I already gave my score and all 8 out of 10. It was really, really good. Just kind of short. Not too much happened. We already knew that Zahard was going to take down Maschenny and all that, and we just got to see the rest of that play out. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of this week's chapter, what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more. Tower of God, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. And if you want a link to our Discord server to talk to me or more of us there, then just ask and I can give you a link to the Discord server. So that's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.